How athletes build their brands. So let's talk about this. There are so many scams going on right now because NIL has leveled the playing field. So let's talk about how athletes can build their brand, not only as a student athlete, but as they move into the pros. And if they don't go to the pros and they're student athletes, where do they go by building their brand as a student athlete? It has been a very chaotic front. So specifically today, I want to talk about NIL, right? It has completely leveled the playing field. If you don't know what that is, it's name, image, and likeness. July of 2021, it became legal for athletes, student athletes, and their coaches to be paid in their name, image, and likeness. So that is brand new to the student level, not the pro level. So we're going to talk a little bit about both and just brands in general. Number two, we're going to talk about the ways they can make money. And number three, which is the most important and why you have to stay to the very, very end, because it's more critical for your tax structure, is how you make the money. What bank account should this money go in? So as you look at building a brand, where do you begin? So what brands do you like? When this first all came out, my son said, well, like, what does he want to do? There was obvious companies like Barstool Athlete, Viper Sunglasses. I wouldn't even remember all the ones that he got just tons of stuff, but lots of athletes got sent stuff. So it was a way for them to just wear the gear. Some of them had a little bit of money attached to them where they had to do a social post. Locally, restaurants and bars would have you do social posts for happy hours or come down, the whatever football team will be here before, after the game, whenever. So depending on how you did the deals, first look, what do you want in this life that you're going to have? Like kind of the life of a student, athlete. And more importantly, how do you want to make the money and what brands do you want to focus on? Like some athletes are going towards car brands, jewelry brands, clothing brands. Like where do you want to be? Because you can't be everywhere at once. So again, name, image, and likeness. The main thing is, again, when you're 18 and older, you're a legal adult. You need to be incorporated. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit and which ones and how you should do that and how we're going to help you do that. But when we're talking about the brands, let's talk a little more about not only NIL leveling the playing field, but who do you want to attract to you and then how do you want to attract them? So you need to have some social profiling. Obviously, most athletes are in Twitter, Instagram are the primary ones, a little bit on TikTok. But what I see is most athletes are building their brands on Instagram and Twitter. That's typically where I'm seeing them build their brands and building a following. There are some student athletes that I work with at Georgia Southern have hundreds of thousands of followers already. So they're going to be very attractive to a brand. So obviously you need a great social presence, but before that, you also need to look at just your attitude and like your character. Who are you being? You also want to look at the reputation you've left behind. Like if you've come and did a lot of partying and you had a lot of social posts from your high school, again, the internet doesn't delete. So you're going to have to do some cleanup, maybe some reputation management to get cleaned up. Here's the biggest thing about brand building and you building a brand. I think you need a database. You need a CRM, right? A customer relationship management system. We can do this for you for a very nominal fee. I mean, nominal. So in the description below, I have a link to teach you and show you exactly how we'd help build a not only following, a database, a funnel. How do you actually start making money then through doing this? It's really important that you move people from followers into a database because you'll have that for the rest of your life. Now, the brand that you want to build, all right, that's up to you on how you want to do it. But I can tell you there are branding agencies that are all over student and pro athletes. And they're charging a huge percent. I mean, the lowest I've seen is maybe 5-10% of your contract. If you're pro, they're charging thousands and thousands a month. I know there's a branding agency for athletes that starts at $25,000 to $40,000, and that doesn't even include a CRM. That's just include them talking to you and consulting you. You don't need to pay that much money, in my opinion, not when there's this much information available, and you can organize around it in a much more cost-effective, which means you get to keep the money for the rest of it. And the main pattern of money that I teach, whether you're NIL or any athlete, is when you make it, put some money away. Get a Roth IRA, let's put some money away so you have money later in life, no matter what you do in your career. So how do you get started? Which brands, do you want to attract to you? Get a CRM, start doing social posts, start doing content, do it on a regular basis, be posting consistently. As the brands get attracted to you, let's talk about the structure. Where does the money go? I don't even care if it's a $500 quick NIL deal that you did with somebody down the street at a restaurant or a chiropractic office or wherever, you're doing deals. You have to have a corporate structure. If you're not incorporated and you're running this as a sole proprietor, or you're even worse, just as an individual, and you're putting that money in your personal bank account, you have no legal reason to do deductions. If you run it like a company, right? An LLC, an S Corp, a C Corp, limited partnership, a trust. If you run it like that and in partnership with your parents, it's a very unique structure. I'm the only one that I've even heard ever talking about it. Then you have the legal right to deduct your vehicle. You have the legal right to deduct your phone, your computer, depending on what you're doing, wardrobe, travel. Like, there is so many legal deductions because you run your life like a company. So whether you have side hustles or NIL money, or you have brands paying you, you want to run your business properly. That's what we're experts in. And again, I have the number to our office. We're in Northern Nevada. So that is in the description below. Call the office. Say, I want to talk to someone about the brand management and especially the structure of your business as you have brands pay you. Any money you make should go into your business bank account. Here's the easiest way that I teach it. Companies make money. Individuals get taxed. So do you want to be on the front side of taxation, or do you want to be on the back side of taxation? And a lot of deductions. Why my son's becoming a CPA is because this is creative. There's 81,000 pages of tax codes. My friend, you and your family could do so much better if you are structured properly. And you say over and over and over, I hear people say, why haven't I been taught this? Because who should really be talking about it are CPAs, tax strategists, corporate structure specialists. But that's not who people get introduced to. Most people who actually go from nothing to everything meet a financial planner or a real estate broker. That's the wrong team member at the wrong time. So put us in play. Let us help you. Let us help you get structured properly. Let us help you find some brands that absolutely want to represent you. And as you build your brand, like I have built an enormous brand on The Millionaire Maker. I've been building it for over 20 years, continuing to build it. And just watch and follow along. Not only here on my YouTube channel, I'm on Instagram. I'm in a lot of channels, but again, I'm a 20-plus-year-old brand. Some of you are not even a 2-month-old brand. So do it right. Do it from the beginning. Get some guidance. Love to help you. Go to AskLoral.com, and inside AskLoral.com, you can ask a question, make a request, say, I'd like Loral's help. I'd like her team's help on how to get incorporated, how to put my money in the right bank account, not my personal bank account, how to partner with my parents, how to partner with my family, whatever you want to ask a question. If you don't ask a question, we can't even begin the conversation. A few other things I want to wrap up with on the ways to make money and protect your money and how you should be actually spending your money. I want you to subscribe to our channel and click the notification button, get the ring the bell. So every morning, 5 days a week, you're out here learning about finance and business. I want you to lean in. 2023 is right around the corner, and it's time to learn about money. And it's time to learn about how to build a brand. I don't care how old you are. Once you're 18, you're now learning to adult. So let me help you guide an adult how you do it. How you make money is not only has to be in corporate structure. Your companies can actually have corporate credit, and they become more fundable. You become more fundable. So when you want to go out and buy some real estate, and if you are just single and a student athlete or even a pro athlete, why would you buy a house that a broker is probably going to want a lot of commission on? Buy a 4-plex, buy an 8-plex, rent it out to the rest of your teammates. There are so many strategies. I can't wait to help you learn how to make money, keep your money, and protect it. I'm like a parent and player advocate for a lot of you. And let me help you build your brands. Your brands can pay you money, should pay your company the money, not you the money. So let's keep learning. If there's any conversations that you are not hearing out here on this channel, put it in the comment section below, and we will be right back on the next series of being in studio and recording just for you and your topics. Talk to you tomorrow.